It's Basement Politics, and I'm back, season 2. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Sorry for coming on so late, but I'm on, and I wanted to come on because I haven't done a show in a while, and I wanted to come back for season 2. So welcome back, Basement Politics with Freddy Vazquez. This is season 2, and I just want to come on for about 30 minutes, really quick, just to kind of give a little recap, talk about a couple things, let you know what's going to be coming on the show this fall, and then let everyone know what we'll be doing. So started off, I just want to say good evening, welcome everyone. Thank you for those who may be tuning in live to watch, but the show will be on the page, so you can watch tomorrow whenever you have a chance. But I do like to come on live. But there are plenty of shows or podcasts that you can go on to see, in case you've missed any of the previous seasons. So welcome back, and thank you for joining me and watching the podcast show. Well, I wanted to talk about a few things. There's been a lot going on with the pandemic, but hopefully, things are starting to get a little bit back to normal, but we're still dealing with a lot. And one of the things that has been a big issue lately is the mandates. Now, as the children have returned to school, mandates have become a big issue, a big topic of discussion, and many parents are disagreeing. Some parents agree, some parents disagree. And as it stands now, children are being required to wear the mask in school. But what's interesting about it is that initially, when Cuomo was still governor, he actually said that they would not be required. However, they were highly recommended, but they were not being required. They weren't required until we got the new governor, Kathy Hochul. Hochul, I don't know how to pronounce her name correctly, but anyway, 2 weeks into the job, that was what she did. She put the mandates back on. She put the requirements of masks in schools back on 2 weeks into the job. So that was, I guess, some of the first order of business. And if you ask me, I believe that's why he was made to resign to begin with. I said this to people. I think Cuomo got a little bit soft on the requirements and this whole pandemic vaccine mandate thing, and they said, "Okay, you're out of here. We have stuff on you, right? We have the sexual harassment and the allegations from women. So you're done. If you're not going to mandate the mask, you're done, right? I mean, they knew about it. I'm sure the sexual, inappropriate behavior with female staff was nothing new. I'm sure it's been going on for however long he's been up there in Albany, but because he did not go with the new protocol, which is mandating vaccines and mandating masks, he had to go. Just like a lot of people now, a lot of people are getting fired. A lot of people are being censored. A lot of people are being, sued. Doctors are being sued for speaking out against, just or disagreeing with the vaccines and the mandates. But I want to talk about the schools though. The schools is what I think that a lot of us in particular are really concerned with. And recently, a group of parents actually filed lawsuit, a federal lawsuit up in Albany, of suing the state health department for the mask mandates. They claim that one, they are causing psychological harm, sociological harm, and physical harm, and as well as violating the First Amendment of the children, the children's rights. What do you think? I agree. I agree. I don't believe in the mandates. I mean, that's just my opinion. Here at Basement Politics, we don't want to influence anyone's decision. We just want to put it out there. I may give my opinion, but hey, that's just my opinion. But we put the information out there, and there have been many studies that are showing that the masks are harmful to children, and also that they are really not even. doing much in terms of protecting them from getting or potentially getting COVID. Very, very, very small chance that it will protect them by wearing the mask. It's probably doing more harm than it is protecting the children. So I'm against it. Personally, I'm against it. I'm looking to maybe get together with a group of parents. Any parents interested? I think I put it up. Please email me. Politic with Fred. Let's get together. Let's organize. This is our children. I care about my kids more than anything in this world. And I'm sure every parent feels the same way. And if our children are being put in harm's way unnecessarily, especially, then we need to step up. We need to say something because I just don't agree. And according to many studies, according to medical experts, um, even the CDC, the CDC states that they don't do much in terms of protecting children from, you know, getting infected with the COVID-19. Not only are our children have a small chance of becoming infected, even with wearing the mask. I mean, without wearing a mask, they also have a very small chance of dying. I mean, children actually are more likely to catch the common flu, according to the CDC, than they are of COVID-19. Yet they are being forced to wear masks 5 days a week, from 8 to whatever time, 6, 7, 8 hours. It's crazy. And student athletes are actually, if they're 16 and older, student athletes are actually having to get vaccinated. So the mandates for student athletes are not just masks, but if they're 16 or older, they must get vaccinated. Now, I have a problem with that. I have a problem with that. How can you force someone to put some foreign substance in their body that truly has not been studied long enough to truly determine all side effects? And there are many anyway. They've determined there are many side effects to the vaccines. And recently I saw a video of a young man, a student athlete in college, who, after taking the second dose of his vaccine, he suffered a stroke. He was in a hospital. He had heart inflammation. Many young people are suffering from heart failure, congestive heart failure. Young 30-year-old healthy individuals. So I mean, there's enough information. There's enough data. There are enough people uh, um, telling their stories, and the harm that they've suffered from the vaccines, and even parents. I've seen many, many, many videos of parents crying, crying because their kids took the vaccine and suffered a stroke. 12, 13, 14 years old. I can show you the videos. I've posted the videos on my page. Now, I'm not sure why. Why are they being forced to get vaccinated? Anyone's being forced to get vaccinated for something that is 99% survivable for just about everyone. Just about everyone. So I just don't get it. And I think it's time that we, as parents, forget anything else. As parents, we step up and we start to, make our voices heard. I mean, we have to think about our kids' future. And, at the very least, at the very least, I encourage all parents to dig a little deeper. Dig a little deeper. Don't just go by what the CDC says, by what the FDA says, CNN says. You have to do your own research. You have to independently research. You will be surprised at what you see. You will be surprised at what you find. There's enough information from medical experts. So, I wholeheartedly disagree with the mask requirements in schools. You know, that's my opinion. Again, we don't encourage anyone to think in any particular way or attempt to influence you or change your mind. We're not looking to change minds. I'm not looking to change anybody's mind. And no, we're not conspiracy theorists. I am not a conspiracy theorist. Although I can make a good argument for conspiracy theorists. They've been right many times. They've been right many times. But no, I am not anti-vax. Basement politics, Freddy Vazquez, anyone associated with us, with me, basement politics, we are not anti-vax vaccination. That is not our goal. That is not our agenda. That is not how we feel. It's really just a matter of what's right and what's wrong. And I feel that mandating vaccine, requiring staff at schools and hospitals to get vaccinated, I think that that's just gross negligence, a violation of our rights, of the very foundation of what this country was founded upon. And it's causing problems. It's causing a lot of problems as many hospital staff, school staff are not taking it. They're refusing to take the vaccine. Fortunately, here in Yonkers, um, unlike New York City, the teachers, school employees are given the option to either get vaccinated or get tested weekly, which I guess I can appreciate. I can appreciate a little bit, but I think that both are just an extreme violation of their rights, and no one should be forced to make a decision, either their livelihood or their job or their life, I should say. Um, and again, there's plenty of information. I recommend and I encourage folks, particularly parents, to go and dig a little deeper, do some research. There are many experts, virologists, immunologists, um, Nobel Prize winning medical scientists that have difference of opinion, have data, there's research. So that's all we're saying. Again, we're not conspiracy theorists, we're not anti-vaccination folks. We're simply putting information out there that we've seen, that we've verified, from very credible and credentialed people. And I think that someone has to put it out. I mean, there's no one putting this information out. So anyway, well, really quick, New York City on Monday, De Blasio set a deadline for all staff to get vaccinated. Um, I'm not sure exactly what Monday that was. Anyway, however, there was a small group of teachers who, again, they went to the courts, they got lawyers, and they were granted an injunction, a temporary injunction, blocking um, the requirement to get vaccinated. But it was short lived. It was short lived. The U.S. Court of Appeals for Second Circuit gave them a temporary injunction blocking the mandates. But unfortunately, that was temporary. Now they have to get vaccinated. I'm sorry, they have to get vaccinated by Monday. Otherwise, lose your job. So if you do not get vaccinated, teachers, staff, New York City, you will get fired. I mean, that's horrible. That's horrible. God bless those folks. It's just crazy. Well, here back in Yonkers, the mayor Spano back in July, he announced that municipal and Yonkers public school employees must provide one proof of vaccination by Labor Day or undergo weekly testing. So that affected about 2,000 full-time municipal employees and about 3,500, I'm sorry, 2,000, about 3,500 Yonkers public school employees, full-time employees. My wife, she works for the schools. She went and got tested. Um, fortunately, she's good to go. I was a little bit concerned with it. I will be honest. You know, but she has to do what she has to do. Now, in regards to getting vaccinated, that's a different story. That's a totally different story. Totally different story. But anyway, I just wanted to touch on the mandates a little bit. I know a lot of people, have been upset with me. A lot of people have, said some insulting things. We've been very divided. We've been divided on many fronts as a result of, or from the beginning of this pandemic. And it's very sensitive subject. I understand a lot of people have died, um, you know, f- from COVID, supposedly, and it's very it's very sensitive. And I'm not here to offend anyone. We apologize if we have, but we're simply trying to share the information. We would be going against our mission, our vision, if we did not share information that we thought was beneficial to individuals, when it concerns their safety in their lives. So, but anyway, going back to the mask, let's focus on the mask. And here's why parents have filed lawsuits. They claim that the mask reduced the ability to communicate effectively. It makes it difficult for children to mimic expressions, an essential tool of nonverbal communication. It also does not allow for the expression of positive emotions like laughing and smiling, and they become less recognizable, while negative emotions get more amplified. That, along with the social and psychological, physical, harm that I think that the masks do, wearing them all day long. There's studies that you can go and see, tests where they show that the masks do reduce oxygen levels, and we need oxygen, right? We need oxygen to get to the brain. So anyway, I just want to touch on the mandates really quick. That's just really hot button issue. Again, anyone that's looking to get more information, discuss, the mask mandates, and what can be done regarding, the children wearing masks in school, please email us at politicwithfred@gmail.com. So just wanted to touch on that quickly. It's not a very um, well, my opinion is not the most popular, but although I think that a lot more people are starting to see and understand a bit more of what's going on. So I appreciate those that have messaged me and thanked me for sharing the information. You're very welcome. Hopefully we can help some folks. So anyway, let's get back to business. Basement politics. Freddy Vazquez. It's been very interesting the past couple of days. I was in Yonkers, Getty Square area, and I was driving to my usual spot, Paxos, to get breakfast when noticed a gentleman who I had seen about 3 or 4 days before. He had made a makeshift bed in front of the St. John's Hospital there. When I first saw him, I was in Wells Fargo Bank, and I noticed that a police officer was getting him up and asking him to move. He apparently just woke the gentleman up because when as he was lifting himself up off the makeshift bed, you can see he was a bit drowsy, seemed to be disoriented, and didn't know what was going on. I watched that for a few minutes and then I left. And then a few days ago, I saw the man again. He was sitting in like one of those beach like chairs or garden chairs. And I also noticed that on the fence alongside him, there were some clothes hung over. Along the retaining wall there, or in front of the church, there were some more clothes, excuse me, hung over. I also noticed about four, 3 to 4 piles of human feces on the sidewalk. So I had to stop. I had to make a video, and it got a lot of attention. It got a lot of attention. I think I got some negative attention for it also. More on that in a little bit. So I get out my car, get my camera or my phone, and I start to record. I start talking to the gentleman, and I show what's going on. The man had clothes hanging over the fence that had feces on them, and he was without a shirt. Apparently had been to the hospital multiple times, as he had the hospital bands on his both arms, probably about 10 of them, no lie. And and in my conversation with him, I know, I can tell that, he may have been suffering from some mental health, a mental illness. So I spoke to the gentleman for a little bit. I took some video and I shared it, and the video got over 1,000 views, in a day. And I went back the next day and it was cleaned up. So Someone saw it, someone cleaned it up, and I was very thankful for that. I mean, to see, piles of human feces on the sidewalk there, it was just bad, and it needed to be addressed. But I think that, some people don't like it. So, anyway, and, I wanna talk about the homeless problem. I've noticed that it has been escalating. It has been, getting worse. I'm seeing a lot more people. I'm seeing more people setting up makeshift beds and encampments or areas where they sleep, and I don't see anything, being done. And I'm not sure if there is something that is in the works, something is being done, or they're planning on doing something, but it's getting a lot worse. And a lot more people are noticing. I know the Yonkers Voice actually spoke to the same gentleman, believe today. He posted it up on his page. And, you know, something has to be done. Something have to be done. So I'm not trying to, you know, um, instigate any issues with any particular elected official. However, something has to be done. According to the Child Care Council of Westchester, which we're a part of, by the way, the homeless problem has escalated sharply in the past few years. Yes, and I would say it's escalated substantially in the past few weeks. Um, they estimate that about 5,000 people are currently living in motels. 5,000 people, 5,000 homeless. The largest segment of the homeless population, according to the Child Care Council of Westchester, consists of families, women with young children, mothers often unable to get training because of child care needs or lack of child care. This is something that's personal to me. Um, there was a point where my mom and I we were homeless, and according to the Child Care Council of Westchester, in 1989, Westchester created a program called Educational Advantage Program, which provided comprehensive opportunities for motel residents. So basically, for those who were living in motels, homeless, particularly moms with single mothers with children, they were given opportunities through a program where they can go and get skills, work on attaining permanent housing. And they were also given Head Start and free childcare for children that were 2.5 or older. And for parents or moms who had children that were younger than the age of 2, they had on-site childcare at the motels. Or yeah, so these are programs that are lacking for one reason or another. And I primarily hear money, money, money. Money is the issue. I remember growing up as a child, there were many programs for us, for the kids in the neighborhood, in the parks, and you just don't see any of that now. It seems like everything that's being done is being done for people who have money. If you don't have money, you're not getting anything. That's what it seems like. And I'm out there because this is something that's personal to me. It's not about attacking politicians or elected officials, whatever you want to call them. I don't care. It's about bringing awareness to problems that are right at the bottom of City Hall, the steps of City Hall. I mean, look out the window. And it's personal to me because I have been homeless. My mother and I stayed in one of these motels. I remember it probably was this Howard Johnson motel that they had this program, the Educational Advantage Program, back in the late 80s. So I'm out there because I want to bring awareness. If I mention your name as an elected official, it's because it is your responsibility. It's your responsibility. And the problem doesn't seem to be getting rectified. And maybe there's some things happening. And you can email me, politicwithfred@gmail.com. So that way I can put that information out because I will. I will. I want to share that positive uh, um, information, positive news. What's being done? I know there's a homeless shelter or something that was built right off Elm Street on Cashmere, but it doesn't seem to be helping much. And a lot of the problems is not just a matter of shelter, but we must address the mental illness issue. The mental illness is a huge factor. I spoke with Tim Hodges. He's running for Yonkers City Council District 6. And he mentioned to me an idea that he has where the hospital that he works for would come out and do outreach and engage the homeless population right there on the street. One of the arguments made by one of the elected officials as to why they're not receiving the assistance is because they don't want it. They refuse it. Okay, maybe they don't go to the place, so you have to go to them. One thing I learned from my wife in the social work field is you have to meet individuals where they're at. So I like the idea by Tim Hodges, and he's presented a lot of good ideas actually in my in just talks that I've had and interviews that he's done. Um, so I look forward to seeing Tim um, in office because I want to see people who have ideas and who want to implement these ideas. Whatever else about them, I don't care. I don't care what comments people make about an elected official. If they are someone who wants to go out there and actually do something and have ideas, they have my support. They have my support, and this is a huge issue, and it needs to be addressed. And we need to revisit something like this educational advantage program that was provided to individuals back in the late 80s. It provided drug education programming, self sufficiency classes, health services, and participation, or it allowed for their children to participate in local Head Start programs. So while the parents went and got educated or learned a skill, they had childcare. And this is something that we do also. As some may already know, my wife and I have a educational childcare. Actually, it's located in District 6 where Tim Hodges, who I just mentioned, is looking to represent. And we offer childcare assistance and even free for those in serious need. I'm out there. My wife is out there. We're working with other volunteers like Gianna's Family Deli, who provides lunches for our Feed the Need program. But we need some support. We need assistance. I mean, I don't need a headache with the building department for my educational childcare center um, because you don't like what videos I'm posting. You don't like the video that I post about the issue in Getty Square where there's feces on the floor and this gentleman here has just created a bed and a room for himself and needs help. You're gonna get upset, and I'm gonna have problems. The very next day, I'm gonna get a letter from the building department making it difficult to conduct business. It's a business that helps individuals. It's actually not even a business because it's not a profitable thing for us. So what the building department is actually doing is hurting families, children that receive the services we provide. And it's going to cost 4 individuals their job if we can't work this situation out with the building department, all because I mentioned um, the homeless situation. And I shouted some people out. I put people on blast. It's your job. It's your job. Is it not? Okay, let me go look at the charter. What do you guys actually have to do? Who addresses this? Who do we go to? It's a concern of the residents of Yonkers. It's a need that needs to be addressed. You shouldn't fear getting retaliation because you highlight the need, the serious need, you know? And I do. I appreciate it being addressed the very next day. And I can tell it was addressed because it was completely cleaned. I mean, everything was gone. The feces, the clothing. It was very clean, the sidewalk, actually. So I appreciate that. But I guess that's what needs to be done, right? And now I take a hit. Now I take a hit. But I'm not the one that's going to lose ultimately if I can't get this thing resolved at the building department. It's families, the children, because we do this for the community. I don't. We don't have to do that. We do it for the community. Um, so we'd appreciate it if, hey, building department, we're doing things for the community there. You're affecting the community. I mean, and can you get your letters straight? Get 3 different letters. Uh, every time it's different. And I don't understand also why it takes 4 months for us to get a letter from the building department located at 87 Nepperhan to Lockwood. 4 months. Yes, Mr. Moranti. Or Breen, I'm sorry. It was Breen, actually, who said that we were mistaken. It was actually dated September. No. No, it wasn't. No, it wasn't. Okay? No, it wasn't. And that's another thing. If you guys are going to say you're going to help, then help. I'm going to expect you to help. But I mean, we shouldn't have to fear retaliation. And I hear that a lot. I hear that a lot. People warning me or saying that if you speak up or you speak out, you have to watch your back. That's crazy to me. That's crazy to me. So I don't know what's going on, what's being done, but I would love to talk to some of the elected officials, especially if you are working on the homeless problem. And I know that very recently, Yonkers partnered up with West Hab, as usual. Um, over there, 100 North Broadway, West Hab has a location there that conducts outreach. I guess they do, and I've actually brought food there, so I've actually delivered some of the lunches that we had, some that we did not give out. We brought them there, and they took them. And I only learned about it because one of the individuals that I was giving one of the bag lunches to, he told me to stop by there, and I did, and I did. I normally give them out myself, the bag lunches, but if I have extra, if there are not enough, individuals out there, I will just drop them off. But anyway, for people who are not familiar, um, I also have a nonprofit. It's called Push People United for Social Honor, and we have been in the Getty Square area, been doing it for a while now, providing bagged lunches for the homeless population there. I'm known as the sandwich guy. Yeah, I'm the sandwich guy. But I want to thank Gianna's Family Deli on Midland. Thank you. Thank you very much. You have no idea how much they've helped and they've supported and they've donated amazing bags of lunches, amazing sandwiches, amazing. The people love them. They love them. They love them. One lady asked for no tomatoes. I don't know. Maybe one day you can give me a no tomato one. Just mark it on there. But they love them and they appreciate it, and I'm just very happy that I can do that, and hopefully, this is going to actually increase, and I want to thank to some of the other people that I've spoken to. I don't want to make any announcements just yet, but we're going to be doing this a lot on a bigger level, on a bigger level. Listen, if the elected officials are going to pass the buck. It's the county, it's the city, it's the city, it's the county. Then, hey, we, the people, step up. So that's what we're doing. Thank you to the volunteers. Thank you to Gianna's Family Deli. And thank you to the individuals that I've spoken with recently who are going to support and help me blow this thing up and make it even bigger and provide even more resources, um, food, um, um, hygiene products, clothing, especially now as the winter is approaching. We must, you know, ensure that individuals have warm clothing. So, if you want to be a part of what we're doing, this is not a one thing, one man show. This is no, this is collective. A collaboration of anyone and everyone who wants to do something about the homeless situation here in the city of Yonkers, particularly in the downtown Yonkers area, and it's growing. It's growing, folks. So if you don't think that it's going to affect you, if it's not already, because you live in a particular side of Yonkers, well, I got news for you. That's not going to be the case for very long. So I suggest that you also pay attention to what's going on, because who you vote for also impacts the overall city when you vote in your district for your district council people and all that good stuff. So it's very important that we all, as a collective, you know, look into this and understand what's actually going on. But anyway, so if you're looking to volunteer, if you like to support, donate, please, again, you can contact me at politicwithfred@gmail.com, or you can call my office, 914-467-0597. You can leave your name, your number, leave me a message, and we'll get back to you. I'll get back to you, and we can, go from there. So again, we've been doing this. We've been out there. I know there's some of you media people, out there here in Yonkers. I mean, talking about it now. Thank you. I appreciate you guys highlighting it. I'm glad you're doing it. But we've been doing this, and we can get together and we can actually highlight it even more and make more progress, make more change. And I think that's the goal, for at least for me, for I think for everyone. So definitely, please contact us, reach out to me. We could definitely use the support. But again, this is a situation, an issue that needs to be addressed. Something needs to be done. It's increasing, it's escalating. I'm seeing more people, more individuals there in the Getty Square area. I've spoken to some of the business owners. They're very concerned. They just don't know what to do. They just don't know what to do. They've spoken about it. They've mentioned it, and they just don't know what to do. And this is, it's part of, because of the shelter that closed in 2019, right? The sharing community, but it also is part of the overall situation we're all in. This pandemic, right? It's caused many to go unemployed. It's caused many to abuse drugs. It's not just people dying from COVID-19 or the vaccine. It's, individuals dying from suicide, individuals dying from drug overdoses as they increase their drug abuse, their drug intake. They lose their jobs. People lose their jobs. They turn to drugs, become homeless. Now they're out in the street, and they're coming to Yonkers, and people are just maybe not seeing it. I don't know. Maybe they are doing something. But again, I love to talk to some of the elected officials on it. Hey, we always have, an open line of communication. You can email us as well. And we love to speak to you about it. We love to get some information on it. So anyway, I just want to come on really quick. I like to just go over a recap of politics, right? Because that's what we started out. That's what basement politics was all about, right? So, an update. General elections are coming up in November. Do you know who you're voting for? If you don't, start thinking about it. Start looking at each and every one of the candidates. Forget party. Forget that. It doesn't even matter. It's about the individual. I like different individuals from different parties. I see different individuals from different parties out in the community really doing some things. So Don't look at party, forget party lines. Vote on the individuals. Vote on the track record of that individual. Vote on their ideas. And are they getting things done? Are they capable of getting things done? And there are some individuals out there, they're really hustling. I'm seeing it. They're really hustling. I want to shout out James Nolan. He's a Republican. Um, yeah, I want to shout you out, man. He's out there. I see the pictures. I see him in the community. I see him going to different events. So I want to shout you out. He's done a lot of things also in the community. I want to shout out Tim Hodges, another great guy in the community. He's also got a lot of great ideas that he's shared. I've spoken with them. He's come to my business. He's met my wife. He shared his ideas, seemed very genuine. Um, I like the guy. So, get to know the individuals, know what they stand for, know their platforms, do the research. Okay. Do the research. It doesn't matter about party. I mean, we have folks that are flip flopping, right? 1 minute they're Republican, the next minute they're a Democrat. So, does that matter? Does that matter? They become a Democrat and conduct business like a Republican, right? I don't know. So anyway, just to briefly to go over the races that will be coming up in November on the city council. Anyway, Tim Hodges versus Anthony Moranti for District 6 City Council. That's going to be a very interesting race. Both men have a lot of support. I will say that. Both men have a lot of support. That's going to be probably one of the most interesting. Oh, yeah, probably all be. Well, it's gonna be definitely more interesting than the race in District 4, Rubo versus. I could be wrong, but is someone running against Rubo? Or is he running on both tickets? I'm just kidding. Shout out to Rubo. I saw him the other day at Gino's Pizza on South Broadway, and we did agree on one thing. Gino's Pizza is very good. Very good. Probably the best pizza in Yonkers. Shout out to John Rubo. Again, saw him on Friday at Gino's, grabbing some slices there. Also, shout out to the police commissioner. So I'm getting his car washed. It was a great day for that. But I don't know. Is John Rubo? Does he have someone? I believe there might have been. I'm not 100% sure. I tried to look up. Not a lot of news for Yonkers. It's not. Has anyone else noticed that? I mean, is News 12 doesn't really report much. You have Low HUD, you have the other guys, but they're very biased. Anyway, so also you have Corazon Pineda running against. Does anyone know? Is she running against anyone? Is there someone? Oh, actually, I think there was a gentleman that was going to be challenging Pineda in the general election. I'm not sure if he's still in the race. Haven't been able to contact. I don't know. As of now, I'm not sure. So Pineda, Corazon Pineda for District 2. Um, she's gonna win. And so is Rubo, I guess, if there's no one challenging. But I guess the two races that we really need to look at, and they're gonna be very interesting, is Tim Hodges versus Anthony Moranti, and the race for city council. Lakeisha Collins Bellamy uh, versus Ron Madden. That's going to be an interesting one. There was a lot of controversy with that in the primaries among the Democrats. As many may know, Lakeisha beat out the incumbent Mike Cater, but there was a lot of a nasty mudslinging, a lot of nasty politics. Hopefully, we won't see that this time around. There are some concerns that Mike Cater may run as a write-in. That's just what people are asking me. I don't know. I don't know. And it wouldn't be smart for the man to tell me. Not that I would mention it, but it wouldn't be smart for him to tell anyone if that was the case. But I don't know. I don't think so. I don't, doesn't seem like that's the move. But there is some concern for some reason. There are some concerns. I don't know. You guys worried? Why? Just send a bunch of robo texts and robocalls again. You got this in the bag. I mean, shouldn't be worried. And Let's go really quick before I go. Also, I just wanted to mention the affordable housing ordinance has not changed. Has not changed. As of the last Yonkers City Council meeting, I believe it was on the 14th of September of this month, it stayed the same. It's still 10%. But the great news is that the Affordable Housing Trust Fund, the Affordable Housing Trust Fund will be managed by 7 voting members, and that will be the tool used or the vehicle used to create more affordable housing, right, in Yonkers. So, the Affordable Housing Trust Fund, for those who may not know, is a fund where developers get to bypass the affordable housing ordinance and put money into the fund instead of allocating the 10% of affordable housing units in their developments on the water. So they take the money and then they build affordable housing at the top of Elm Street in Walnut and spend $47 million, or was it $43 million? I think it's 43 million for a 60 unit affordable housing building. It's very much needed. I'm glad that it was built. Hopefully, there'll be a lot of families that will be able to find an affordable apartment, one that's not in dilapidated condition. But why is it that it can be built on the waterfront? And that was something that was a concern of mine when I learned about this affordable housing trust fund, which, by the way, or like I said, is managed by 7 voting members, which consist of the mayor, the deputy mayor, the Yonkers City Council president, excuse me, the commissioner of finance, the commissioner of the planning board, the majority leader, and the minority leader. So those 7 individuals get to make the decisions on how this money put in there by developers gets allocated. So they built recently, and it was just completed, a $43 million affordable housing development up Elm Street and Walnut at the very top there by the church that was recently converted into a community center. It looks very nice on the inside. West Hab did a good job on the inside, or whoever did that. It's partnered up with West Hab. I saw pictures of the inside. It's very dope. It's very dope. The basketball court is dope. But I don't understand why they would put a development there that was for affordable housing in an area that is dominated by low income housing. As I've been told, they are two separate things, two totally different things. Are they segregating individuals or the city by class? Are they grouping the affordable housing individuals and the low income housing individuals together and putting them in the no dine hill section and keeping the market rate luxury high priced apartments along the water for only those who can afford that? Right? That's what it seems like at this point. That's what it seems like. I don't know, but that's something we should keep an eye on. Just remember, affordable housing ordinance did not change. It still stayed the same because they did not want affordable housing folks on the water. Although I hear that many of the apartments there are empty. And someone said that they're even now accepting Section 8. I don't know how true that is. That's what I was told by someone who I think would know. I don't know. But the big problem for me, though, big problem for me is the segregation of class. And that's what appears to be happening. By the completion of that affordable housing development up on the top of Elm Street in the No Dine Hill section, it appears that they want to keep affordable housing folks away from the water. Just saying. I could be wrong. I could be wrong. But maybe the developers could give us something cool for that. Hey, you're going to segregate us? Well, give us something cool. Give us something cool. And that's something that they should be working on, right? They should be making deals with certain individuals that represent the community to provide certain benefits to the community. That group is known as the CBA. What does CBA stand for? Community Benefits Agreement. And the Community Benefits Agreement is an agreement between a small group of individuals that represent the entire city residents in negotiation with developers for specific things that the developers will provide to benefit the community. I guess it's a good idea. It's a good concept in theory. However, in doing some research, I learned that the developers actually get to pick the people who will represent the community at large. And the members who were selected, no issue with them personally. I just don't see them being able to represent the entire city. Specifically when it comes to the Glenwood project, the Glenwood plant, and the project and the plan development for that JFK Marina and that plant area over there. The members in the CBA, I don't think any of them live in that area right there, but they're supposed to negotiate with the contractors some benefit for the community there as part of that development. How do they vet the individuals? I mean, they're supposed to negotiate for the entire city, all the residents. How do we choose this group of individuals to represent the developers? That's how and we're supposed to be okay. Why not be more transparent? Why not have some kind of town hall meeting? Why not make an assessment and see what is it that Yonkers really needs? There shouldn't be no really discussion about it. I mean, hey, why don't the developers build some nice state of the art schools or improve some old buildings, renovate them and create more space for the students that are in Yonkers already and that will be coming into Yonkers as developments continue. I don't know. But these are the things anyway that I will be talking about. That and more. I actually stayed on longer than I wanted to, almost an hour. But these are some of the things that we'll be talking about in depth here on Basement Politics. Just wanted to give a quick recap. Just wanted to discuss a little bit about the mandates, the homeless situation. It's getting hectic. It's getting hectic. And I'm going to still be out there. I'm going to still be recording and showing the issues that plague our city. I just want to change things for the better. That's all. I'm here for the people. I'm here for the community. Anyone that's interested in joining me, supporting me, or donating to some of the programs that we are doing for the homeless here in Yonkers, please email me at politicwithfred@gmail.com. Or you can email the organization at fvazquez@pushworldwide.org. That's FVAZQUEZ @pushworldwide.org. That's my other email address. You can email me there. I'm looking for more volunteers, for more people to donate. Trying to make this big. Also, elected officials, please, I welcome you. I'm inviting you. Come speak with me. I love to have you on. I love to discuss some things with you, particularly about the community, particularly about the homeless situation. What's going to be happening? What's going to be done? And any candidate running currently in the general election, I'd love to speak with you too. Reach out to me, and I will be speaking with some of them coming soon here on Basement Politics. We will be announcing the first interview coming next week. We'll announce it Monday or Tuesday, so stay tuned and look out for that. And again, we'll be discussing some of the issues here in Yonkers that need to be addressed. Everything and anything Yonkers, Westchester County, current events, politics, the people. We will be talking about it right here on Basement Politics. I'm Freddy Vazquez. Thank you for watching. And if you have any ideas, if you have any topics that you like me to discover, that you discuss, or that you like me to look into, please email me. Email me. I love the information. I love everything I'm getting. It's great. And if I haven't mentioned your information yet, it's probably because I haven't gotten to it yet, but I will be. So please, if there's anything you have, any information, any story, anything you want me to cover, look into, whatever it is, something in the schools, something within the building department, which I'm currently looking into now, parking, anything, the homeless situation, I'm already on that. And I'm glad that I'm starting to see others also starting to talk about it more. Email me, please. politicwithfred@gmail.com. And I will get back to you, definitely. Or someone from my office will get back to you. But I appreciate all the love. I appreciate all the comments. I appreciate those that say hello to me, that recognize me from the show. It's kind of crazy. It's weird. But thank you. I appreciate you watching. So make sure you stay tuned. This season is going to be a lot better. A lot better. Not because last season wasn't good, but because we're going to bring more. Freddy Vazquez, Basement Politics. Thank you for joining me tonight. If you didn't join me tonight, but you'll watch tomorrow or any other day, thank you for watching. Have a great night. Be blessed. I'll see you Sunday. Good night, everyone.